Every so often, along comes a car so stunning you never want to go back to road testing the Nissan Murano versus the Honda Pilot or comparing this BMW with that Lexus. Case in point, the new Maybach, simply the finest, most spectacular, most technologically advanced, best performing four-door passenger vehicle that has ever lightly dented the planet's surface. No contest. Game over. Pay up. When Daimler Chrysler set out to preempt BMW's and Volkswagen's forays into the super luxury car market with German versions of the Rolls-Royce and Bentley brands they now own, there was little doubt that Mercedes engineers assigned to the task would blitzkrieg the category. And with 542 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque, the Maybach's twin-turbo V12 makes this 3-ton car quicker and faster than a Porsche 911 with Tiptronic. Okay, the Maybach is electronically limited to 155 miles per hour, although on the Autobahn we twice saw an indicated 163, but the monster is said to have done 185 without the limiter. The Maybach is in fact two cars, one of them huge, the other freakin' enormous. The Maybach 57 is 18.8 feet long, and the 62 runs just over 20 feet. A Cadillac Escalade EXT totals just 18.5 feet. The 62 is intended to be a chauffeur-driven limousine, and the extra length allows for a pair of NBA-friendly rear passenger seats that recline to about 30 degrees from horizontal angle with leg rests that extend at the same slope. We didn't drive the 62, what's the point? But instead rode in back for several hours and played with the passenger toys, a champagne refrigerator and twin flute holders. A coffee table size electroluminescent panel in the roof that can be set at anything from opaque to clear. Flat screen monitors in the front seat backs through which all the car's functions other than the actual driving can be controlled, plus TV and DVD viewing. A pair of wireless surround sound headsets, the world's first, so two passengers can listen to entirely different audio or video programs. We'll get the 62 out of the way by telling you that the van-sized rear doors swing out so far they're well out of reach of the seated passengers and need to be shut by either an attentive chauffeur or a switch on the roof. That the strangely padded headrests feel like pillowing your head on a fat puppy. That the thing moves through Autobahn traffic like a dreadnought steaming through a fishing fleet, its engine room a distant hum at flank speed, the sound of traffic barely penetrating the thick, double-pane windows. And that you want to be sure and unrecline the seats before the driver pops around and opens your door, or debarking is about as graceful as a drunk falling out of bed. The 57, however, is actually a driver's car. Perhaps not the ideal choice for autocrossing, but a prototype has lapped the Nürburgring Nordschleife faster than the best ever time of a production Porsche Boxster S. After you've ridden behind a chauffeur schooled in Dante's Spill the Boss's drink driving techniques, stepping fully into the 57's throttle yourself for the first time is literally breathtaking. The seamless, immediate rush of power is almost frightening, in part because it is upon you so silently. The engine speaks for itself and doesn't need tailpipe music to make its point. If this boat were just an Autobahn mile grinder, it wouldn't be of much interest to enthusiasts. Yet carving through tiny Bavarian towns on twisting lane-and-a-half roads can be pure fun, particularly as you watch the Germans in Autos you've shouldered aside Mount Maybach. As you boom past, the steering is precise and nicely weighted. There's even a separate little steering fluid radiator up front despite the heavy lifting it has to do, and the car's poise in corners makes you think it has the CL/SL class active suspension. It doesn't. That system uses hydraulics working steel springing members rather than the Maybach's air suspension, but the air pressure at all four corners is constantly adjusted electronically for a semi-active suspension effect. The ride is particularly remarkable, smooth and almost liquid. The pneumatic springs also interact with adaptive shock absorbers that actively react to the degree of road surface disturbance plus an unusual amount of wheel travel, particularly in the rear. Yet there's never a sense that you're aggressively insulated from the road. This is a huge, imposing car, but it never leaves the driver with the sense of bulk and grossness that, say, the previous generation S-Class provided. Nor do you sense it under braking. Today's Autobahns require hand-of-God braking power, since there's a new category of drivers apparently unaware of speed differentials, and they pull out to pass as though they were on I-84. When that inevitably happens at 150, the Maybach decelerates like an F/A18 that has just caught the Nemesis 3-wire. An automotive first, the Maybach has two separate brake-by-wire systems, each with its own ABS metering block. There are two 4-piston calipers on each front wheel and one apiece at the back, for a total of 24 brake pucks. Each system works half of them. The brakes also take input from the wipers to sense how hard it's raining, and if necessary, the pucks are advanced to just touch the rotors without dragging, constantly sweeping them dry. The guess is that 80 to 90% of Maybachs sold will be 57s. After all, paying a Maybach 62 chauffeur's salary is probably equivalent to the price of a nice Lexus each year, since you don't want some itinerant town car jockey handling a machine worth as much as a good light plane. So who would buy a $300,000 plus car? There are lots of zeros in 300,000, but way more of them in a billion. Do the math. If a billionaire spends $300,000, that's proportional to somebody with $60,000 in disposable wealth, which certainly includes lots of middle-class Americans buying an $18 shirt. Indeed, one early Maybach customer bought two, a 62 for his wife and a 57 for himself. And when the Mercedes guy asked if he'd ordered an SLR Silver Arrow yet, the man said, "No, but throw one of them in as well." Another $250,000 for him, a 3-shirt deck. In such places as upscale Los Angeles, a Mercedes is the gold standard. And if you're rich enough, an ordinary Mercedes simply won't do when there are AMG versions at the top of the heap. Now the heap is higher, and there are people for whom only a Maybach will matter. Rumor has it that a considerable proportion of initial Maybach deposits have been placed by pro athletes and rap singers, and some wonder whether this is the image the brand wants to project. Actually, it is. Maybach sees its core market not as stuffy, reticent old money but as remarkable people who have achieved remarkable things in their lives. The Maybach's confidential marketing plan, which is already circulating on the internet, describes the typical buyer as very mobile, highly individualistic people who want to demonstrate their social status. The most successful climbers. Driven by conspicuous consumption. Does that sound like P. Diddy? Or the matron who lives on the main line? Vehicle type: front engine, rear wheel drive, 4-passenger, 4-door sedan. Estimated base price, $57,300,000, $62,350,000. Engine type: twin-turbocharged and intercooled SOHC 36-valve V12, aluminum block and heads, Bosch Motronic ME2.7.1 engine control system with port fuel injection. Displacement: 336 cu in, 5,513 cubic centimeters. Power: SAE net 542 bhp at 5,250 rpm. Torque: SAE net 664 lb-ft at 2,300 rpm. Transmission: 5-speed automatic with lockup torque converter. Dimensions: wheelbase, 133.5 to 150.7 in length, 225.5 to 242.7 in width, 78.0 in height, 61.9 in. Curb weight: 6,000 to 6,300 pounds. Manufacturer's performance ratings: 0 to 62 miles per hour, 5.2 to 5.4 SEC. Top speed: Governor limited 155 miles per hour. Projected fuel economy: European combined cycle, 15 mpg.